week's Fantasy Football League recap show. And now, here's your host, our commissioner, it's G-Man.
All right, gentlemen, welcome back once again. As always, it's your host, the G-Man. As we continue with our Week 12 BSFL recap, I'll apologize in advance. This one's going to be a little longer than usual. Despite the Jasons and the Euclid's question my commitment, I will tell you I'm coming to you live from a hotel in Philadelphia as my beautiful wife and I were down here to watch the Sixers get hammered in their worst game last night, and we're going to see the Flyers tonight coming off of a back-to-back. But I'm taking the time to do this all-important recap as I'm enjoying a couple days vacation in my fine city. Without further ado, let's go on to this week's recap and then a little preview of what the playoffs have in store for us. We'll start at the top with Lone Star. Denon just opens up a can, 138 points. That's got to be the most he's ever scored, behind 41 from Julio Jones. Joe Mixon came out of nowhere with 22. He also had Carr, Watkins, and Ertz all in their teens. He put up a monster score, high of the week, to move to 5-7, though the record doesn't matter. Zeke and Ye shall find, also record doesn't matter. He falls to 5-7, out of contention for a playoff spot based on record. He did put up 111 behind Brady, 23, who he traded for with his brother. Tevin Coleman with 21, and Kyle Rudolph with 18. So 138, 111, both teams at 5-7. Flying high, speaking of the brother, he clinches the first round bye, first place overall, and has a stranglehold on the most overall points. He beat down Winning Time 119.66. Antonio Brown put up 30, Carson Wentz 23, Le'Veon Bell 16, the Panthers D 17. He is clearly our odds-on favorite to win it all. And probably going to finish with the most total points, so congratulations for that if that's going to happen. Mr. Nessie, just not his year. Fell to 5-7, fell out of playoff contention. He got 16 out of Matt Ryan, 14 out of the Giants' defense, but only 66 points total is not going to get it done, so he falls to 5-7. My tight end, Ertzwin Eifert. Dave V is coming on strong. He's making a push. Dave knows how to win. He's been in the playoffs almost every year he's been in this league. He puts up 112, beats All About the Sioux to move into first place in that awful division. Keenan Allen got 26. Russell Wilson put up 24. Greg Zuerlein, who I love to put on here because I get to call him by his nickname, Legatron, put up 15. He moves to 6-6 in the first place in the division. All About the Sioux continues a really bad stretch. They've lost 5 in a row. Euclid had been fighting injuries all year, and it finally, I guess, just caught up with him. He did get 20 out of Gronk. He got 14 out of Sanu, including a touchdown pass, but he once again got 10 combined from his quarterback and his 2 running backs. That's not going to get it done. He falls to 5-6-1. He does still have a path into the playoffs, which we'll get into shortly. My Exorcist squad clinch a playoff spot officially. 33 out of Kamara. Not much else anywhere else, but I put up 97 to beat City of Champions, who is our division leader and our division winner. He's clinched. He's also clinched the second bye, the second seed. He got good balance, but he was done in by Crabtree getting into a fight early, getting ejected. Also, as a side note, an editorial, I'm not sure why Crabtree wants to fight with his helmet off. If you're going to get in a fight, keep your helmet on. Aqib Talib kept his helmet on. They're both punks, and that's fine. And one guy ripped another guy's chain, and they fought over social media like 2 young children do nowadays. But the fact that he would get in a fight with his helmet off just shows that he's pretty stupid to me. I'll take Talib in that fight. But anyway, that hurt City Champions, but not too much, as he has clinched already for next week. So we'll move forward. The Bastards rise up, move to 5-7. They get 27 out of Case Keenum. That was enough, as Rob K, having clinched a playoff spot, can no longer win the division. He falls to 7-3-2. He only got 69. Marvin Jones, 25, 18 out of Stafford, but he got 11 combined from his running back and his remaining 2 wide receivers, and a 0 from Jared Cook. So that's not going to get it done. Again, doesn't really matter. He's locked into his playoff positioning for 2 weeks from now, so this last week's meaningless to him. But Bastards move to 5-7, give himself a little bit of credibility. In what is usually our toilet bowl game that I don't spend that much time mentioning, but this week actually had huge implications, and Jason would be upset if I didn't mention how his playmaker squad had risen up once again. Going into Monday night, Kyle had about a 15-point lead or a 14-point lead over Jason. Really needed this. He would have remained in first place or very close to first place in his division, tied with Dave, I guess. On Monday night, Davante Adams catches a 55-yard touchdown pass, and that was all she wrote. Jason's playmakers take down Dervisa High 78-74, 16 out of Cousins, 15 out of Aguilar, including a fumble recovery for touchdown, which Kyle texted his anger about as well, and those 17 I mentioned from Davante Adams on Sunday night. Dervisa High got 31 out of Rivers, not much else. He falls to 5-7, does still have a path into the playoffs with a losing record. He can be like those 7-9 Seattle teams from a while ago. So let's get into kind of where we stand for the playoffs for not next week. So playoff picture has cleared up dramatically, even though we have a lot of teams bunched with the same records. Flying High has clinched first place. They're also firmly in control for the most total points. They have a 29-point lead over myself. They will be the first round bye, and then they will play the winner of the 4-5 matchup. City of Champions also clinched a bye. They're the number 2 seed. They will get the 3-6 winner in the following round of the playoffs, so congratulations to Chauncey. Right now, our 3 seed is Dave Vargo. If he wins, he's in. It's that simple. He's playing the playmakers, so Jason has one more chance to play spoiler, which I know he loves. Kyle needs to win versus Euclid and then have Dave lose, and then he needs to outscore Dave by 20. So it's not the best opportunity, but it's certainly not the worst thing we've ever seen. 20-point changes happen all the time. And lastly, for Euclid, actually pretty simple. He needs a win, and he needs Dave to lose, and he still sneaks into the playoffs despite a late five-game losing streak. So 3 guys all still with a chance in that awful division. The only one out of it is Jason, and he still will factor in heavily into how that comes down. 4 seed locked in. Rob K can't win the division anymore. He'll play my extra squad. He's 7-3-2. I am locked into the 5 seed. Again, I'm 29 points behind for most total points, so I'm hoping for a giant Tyreek Hill week this week, who has been basically invisible for the last 5 weeks. I can't move my playoff seeding either. I'm the 5 seed. I'll play Rob K in that first round. And last right now, so we still have a battle for about 4 guys with a shot for the total points playoff spot, which I have to say, that's why we do it this way. It's best to get the best team in there. So right now, if it ended today, Zeke and Ye shall find. Rob would get in with 10-24. Denon, after a monster week, is creeping right up behind him. He has 10-16. Kyle has 1,005. So obviously, you figure out the ramifications there. Denon beats Zeke and Ye shall find by 9 points. He's in. Zeke and Ye shall find just maintains that 8-point lead. He's in. Kyle wins by, I guess he would have to outscore both of them. Denon by 11. Zeke and Ye shall find by 19, and he would be in. Tiebreaker is head-to-head, so if there's a tie for most total points for that last one, we'll go head-to-head. If it's a 3-way, we'll go head-to-head-to-head. And if there's still ties after that, I guess we'll flip a coin. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. I don't want to be bitching about how that works out. Dave Vargo also factors into this. If he does not continue on and win his division, if somehow the playmakers rise up and beat him, he has 1,019 points, so he would have to outscore Zeke and Ye shall find by 6 points, and he would get in with the last tiebreaker. So, as I said, this last week kind of cleaned up a bunch of it, but there's still a lot to play for. Don't forget, everybody submit your rosters because you want to give everybody the integrity, give everybody a real chance to win the way they're supposed to win. No bad roster submitted, no bye weeks, no inactives, none of that stuff. And also remember that after next week, the first 2 weeks of the playoffs, there will be consolation bowl for $100 each week, so everybody will still have a chance and a reason to play. I think that's about it, boys. If I missed anything, I'm sure one of you will be happy enough to let me know. But otherwise, as always, I am your host, the G-Man, and I am out.